Alright guys, we're back with another video, and today in this video I'm going to be custom making an exhaust. I'm going to be making this downpipe that's going to be coming off of the turbo. It's going to go all the way down and it's going to connect to a collector down there. But we have Gallo 12 or 24. Check out his new device. Man, this thing is nice. He just picked it up. DJI, what model is this?
This is the Osmo Pocket 3.
This thing is super nice, man. Look at that. It comes with a gimbal. Check out his video. I mean, the footage coming off of that, it's just so crisp. It's so smooth. It's amazing. It's amazing. Way better than the GoPro. I believe it's better than the GoPro. I'm trying to convince him to make a review on that DJI device versus the GoPro. I think this thing is gonna beat it for sure.
So. It won't be, it's not considered an action camera, but because they're both small, I think people will most likely go with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Way better camera quality, way better audio, and way better low light videos. I already tested it out at night. You could see so much clearer than the GoPro. It's insane. And
that's the biggest problem we run into with the GoPro. It's just not able to pick up any of the pictures at night. At low light settings, the GoPro just is not able to. I'm recording right now with a Sony camera, and since it's got a bigger sensor, it's able to capture more of that image, and it does better in the low light setting. And since he switched to that, I think it's gonna be a game changer. I mean, the camera I'm recording with right now, it's a little bulky. I have to hold it. It does not come with a gimbal. That is the way to go, I think. I think I should have went with one of those instead of the camera, but you know what? I think he would let me borrow it.
You can borrow.
Yeah, he would, and I will make some shots with that. But let me go underneath right now and show you what are we connecting to. We're sliding under here right now. Hold on. So I have to come down through here, through this little opening that we have, and I'm connecting to that piece of exhaust that we have. So I am gonna use nothing but used parts. Let me show you what I'm using. So here we are. This is what I'm using. This is all leftover parts from one of Chris's projects. He had some type of Lexus. Once upon a time, he had an axle back exhaust installed, and we have it here in pieces because we have used it in other projects. So we're gonna use everything that's here to make that exhaust, believe it or not. So it's gonna be all chopped up and welded, and I'm gonna make it work. I'm also gonna be using the existing headers. These are the headers that were installed in the vehicle. I'm gonna chop it up here. I'm gonna cut it right there. I'm gonna still use that O2 sensor bong, and I'm gonna use that flange. So that's gonna connect to the part you saw underneath the vehicle. I'm gonna kind of build everything from this point up. Also back here, I'm gonna be using this tip, this muffler tip, and I'm actually gonna install a muffler in between there. So somewhere along here, I am gonna cut it, and I am gonna put a muffler, and we're gonna be getting rid of these double blast pipes. And I'm gonna go with a more subtle look, something like this, instead of that long piece of tube. And you can see I put these gloves here because guess what? Walking around here in the garage, you will get stabbed, you will get scraped. So this is like for protection. So look how long these stick out. I mean, that's pretty far out there. Again, we didn't install that. That came with the vehicle. And I'm gonna do something like that, like a little subtle muffler tip look. I think it's gonna work just fine. But also, as I work on the exhaust and get everything fitted, Chris is gonna be working on installing the fender back on, and you're gonna see that in his video. You won't see it in my video because there's two channels. Remember guys, Gallo 12 or 24, check out what he's doing. You know, his videos are a little bit different than mine. If you wanna see some extra details that you didn't see in my videos, check his out because they'll be in there. There's some things that I didn't put in my video that he'll have in there. So that's enough yapping. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting and welding and fabricating. Let's check it out. All right, so this is the first thing I am working on. So this is for the wastegate, and basically we order this little downpipe. The kit didn't come with anything for the wastegate, so you cut a piece off of the bottom so it could fit correctly. And now I'm gonna angle this in the right angle I need. And once I weld it all together, I'm gonna grind down the other flange. So this flange right here is gonna go away, and you're gonna be left with the one in the front. So right now I'm just gonna mock everything up and start to weld. See, I grinded down the flange as much as I could. I could have sat there and grinded it down some more, and it would have been a little bit neater than this, but so much time just for a piece of pipe. I mean, should I have done that? Nah, you don't care. I don't care either. So no one's gonna see this guy, but I managed to weld the piece that I needed, and now Chris is gonna send it home. It's gonna bolt on, and it's gonna clear everything. Once he has it bolted on, I'll show you underneath what it looks like. But overall, the welds are okay. They're okay. I need to convert this welder to a gas welder. I need to get I have the kit. I need to buy the tank, but the tank is $400. Dude, $400 just so you can weld. Yeah, that's not good. So as of right now, I'm still gasless with the flux core. And this is the type of stuff you get. You get a lot of slag in the welds, and it's not as pretty and nice and consistent. And it takes a lot more time because you're welding and having to clean, but it gets the job done.
It does. It does. It works. As long as it works, there's no leaks, I think we should just do it.
Exactly. It's gonna be just fine. So send this home, here you go, and I'm gonna keep going on the other thing. I'm gonna start working on the downpipe right here. Alright guys, I cut the first piece and welded it, and of course now I have to redo it. I have to angle it more of an angle, so it's gonna need to come a little bit closer to this side, and this is where it's gonna get really tedious. I could bring the welder in here and tack it in here, but then I will have to move the welder outside and bring it in and bring it out, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt. So I think I'm gonna have to redo this, move the bottom a little bit to the right, and then I could come right in between the steering shaft and this transmission here, and we could start to route the pipe this way. All right, I didn't have a chance to show you guys my welding table. I just picked it up brand new just for this job. So if you've seen the other video that I made where I was welding the cribs, I was making some brackets, I was actually welding in this side, and I was welding on a piece of wood, and it kept catching on fire. So I broke down and I purchased this table. I got it at Northern Tools. This is the same exact table you could pick up at Harbor Freight. So this one was on sale, 160 bucks. Can't beat it. Came with some of these clamps, and look how nice. I could hold this down here and I could weld. So it was about time for me to purchase one of these. Majority of the time I do the welding on the floor, or when I worked at a shop I had a welding table, but here at home I never really had a dedicated welding table. It just makes everything a lot easier. So of course you see a lot of black and yellow, you already know. Okay, that's just my preference. Here's some more black and yellow. You already know, guys. Hey, D-Walt, say what's up, man. Sponsor me, bro. Okay, this is what I have so far. So it looks like a big spaghetti noodle. It looks like a macaroni piece. Yeah, so there's a little area right here. This area I'm gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to bend it down and hit it with the hammer. And that occurs because I cut it right where the pipe bends, so it comes in a different angle. Before I continue, I'm gonna have to address this little part, and I'm gonna do that right now. I think what I'm gonna do is heat it up with a torch and hit it down with the hammer so we could shape it correctly and then weld it down. Also, I think I'm gonna put a little bit more tack welds, so when I start banging on this piece right here, nothing comes loose, because this is exactly where I wanted to sit. It took me a little bit to figure this out. So right now there's just a lot of tacking and welding. Like, I'll do a pass and then I have to clean it with a wire brush and then keep going. So right here, it's a little open, you can see through it, and I'm gonna try to fill that in and make it go away so we don't have any leaks. So there's some areas that they are like that. It is not sitting flush, and I could have done a better job at sealing this, but you know what? I'm gonna just fix it with the welder. The missing link has arrived. So we order this flex pipe right here, and we need this to plug in to here. So basically it's gonna sit in there in between, and it's gonna let the engine move back and forth as we accelerate. All right guys, so this is what I bought that piece for, so it could go from here to over there. Let's see how close we got. You may believe this or you may not. Now, believe it or not, I didn't trim anything. Look at this. What the frick? I was able to slip this pipe into this part of the exhaust. Right here, this is the perfect size. So this is a little bit bigger. This pipe is a little bit bigger than 2.5. So I'm guessing that's 2.5 from the existing exhaust. And that must be 2.25. So, wow. Look at that. I don't even have to trim it. Okay, on this side, I do have a gap. You know what? Since this is a flex pipe, I wonder. No way. Look at that. What the so it's perfect. Look at this, guys. So if I hold it here and I just put a tack weld here and tack weld on the other side, I don't have to do anything. It's gonna be perfect. Oh, damn. And you can see on this side right here, it just sits inside the pipe, nice and snug. So there's definitely not going to be any exhaust leaks from there. I'll just weld this and push this side in. Man, perfect. Alright, so here we have the exhaust, and here's the muffler that I have installed, and that's the end of the tailpipe. So I had Chris pick up some of this paint, and I'm going to paint it all black to kind of just blend it in, because this came gray, this is chrome, We have all sorts of different shades of metal here, so I think we're gonna paint it just to blend everything in, just to make it disappear. We don't want the exhaust seen. It's not a feature that we want it to pop out or anything here. And it'll help hide all those booger welds that I have installed there. Okay, so I decided to do one final mock-up right before I weld the air-fuel ratio gauge, the bong. I'm gonna weld it here. I'm gonna tap it right into that side. And let me show you what I've done underneath. Let's see, let's get a little close here. All right, so underneath the vehicle, this is what it looks like. I installed that muffler right here. I eliminated the double blast pipes. That's how it's gonna sit. I still have to install a hanger right in there. Everything fits right around the differential and the subframe, and it's not banging into anything. Here, let me move it around. It hits this corner here, but I have to put the hanger, but everything, I mean, there's movement in there and nothing's banging right now. So it has been routed very carefully so far. These welds right here came out a little bit better because I was able to fit this piece of pipe inside here, and since it wasn't opening up and melting, I was able to get a nicer bead on there. So you can see that's a lot better than the other booger welds that you saw before. And of course, I showed you guys I was painting this, and it looks a lot better all uniform. So that's what it's gonna look like, and sitting right from underneath the vehicle. That's what it looks like. Just a little bit of chrome. We're just going for a stealthy look here and something that sounds good. This little muffler combined with the turbo, it should muffle everything. It should be a lot quieter than it was before. It was really loud before. Let's take a peek underneath here. Everything has been connected. But guys, check out the clearance here. I mean, nothing is touching anywhere. So overall, very happy how this turned out. Nothing is touching, nothing is gonna be rubbing. Let's see, all the way to the top. It's not touching anything at all. So I was able to build this exhaust with just scrap pieces of exhaust. So, and it looks like there's a brace that goes right across here. It looks like it's gonna clear it. And this car is pretty slammed to the floor. And guess what? This exhaust sits way out of the way. It's tucked up and nothing hangs low. So the lowest part is right here, and you can see, hey, it's been hit before. So yeah, everything has been tucked away. The only thing we paid for was this flex pipe. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we have the downpipe. I have wrapped it. We also have the bong installed, welded with the air fuel ratio gauge sensor. Everything turned out relatively well. And just in case you guys were wondering how far did I wrap it, well, I wrapped it until it came up to the flex pipe. So you can see everything's wrapped up here. So something else I managed to do was create this hanger. I used a belt and a bolt, so it's hanging on leather right now. And check this out, guys. Look how solid this is. I mean, it is not going anywhere. So there you can see the back side of the hanger. It's just a piece of leather. And I wrapped it around the rear bumper frame right along there, and it's holding. So I'm happy with it. So the exhaust came out relatively well. So you can see I tucked it in underneath the bumper as much as I could, because I want to make sure we have plenty of clearance when we're driving down the street. But basically all this project is missing now is the ECU. We have to get the ECU and tune it. So stay tuned for that one. You're not gonna wanna miss it. It's gonna be our very first time tuning any vehicle. So we might blow it up.